scholarship to do his master's in electrical engineering. He has held a number of senior executive positions in large international corporations, including stint as a managing director and country manager for GE Capital and director at IBM, where he managed several deliveries of almost $1 billion per year. He retired from IBM in 2013. Rupanuga Prabhu is a third-generation Vaishnava devotee who has been with ISKCON Toronto since 1981. He was a Temple Council member for ISKCON Toronto for 20 years and a member of the board of directors. He is currently active in outreach activities through his classes, seminars, and workshops conducted online as well as in person in various cities across Canada and the U.S. He is a mentor to many devotees across North America and also Pujari at ISKCON Toronto Temple. So let's all welcome today's speaker.
Is there one more time?
सर्ववेद भक्ति की जाए। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जाए। श्री श्री गौरताय की जाए। राधा कृष्ण मिलित तनु विपुलम विग्रह श्री गौर सुंदर की जाए। श्री राधा शिव चौ गोपीनाथ की जाए। जगन्नाथ श्री बलदेव श्रीमती सुभद्रा महारानी की जाए। भक्ति विघ्न विनाशकारी नृसिंहदेव की जाए। प्रहलाद महाराज की जाए। तुलसी महारानी की जाए। और ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कथमह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं तं सहगं रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगं ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. So welcome again. As we know, whenever there is something important, some important event going to happen, there's a lot of excitement in the air. Preparations start, people get happy and start participating in different activities. Today, those of you who were here at 3 o'clock, we had Kirtan going on from 3 to 6 p.m. followed by the Aarti. So there's a lot of excitement in the air. And what is the event that we're waiting for? Ram Navami, which means the appearance of Lord Ram. It's called Navami because it's the 9th day of the lunar cycle. So today we're going to talk about the reasons, the 4 reasons why Lord Ram appears, what kind of planning goes around for his appearance, and depending upon how much time we have, because I have to stop at 10 past 7, we may talk about some of the pastimes. I don't know if we'll have time for that, but we'll try. So, as we know, there was a demon by the name of Ravan, 10-headed demon, who was causing lots of problems. And was especially harassing the demigods, which is kind of interesting because the demigods are supposed to be his cousins. And so they were very much harassed. So finally they went to their grandfather. Who's the grandfather of the demigods? Lord Brahma. And which is a normal thing they do. That Lord Brahma goes to Milk Ocean where Lord Vishnu resides. He goes to the shore and then prays. And Lord Vishnu says, okay, what do you want? So that's basically what happened. And Lord Brahma said to Lord Vishnu that the demigods are very much harassed by this demon Ravan. So kindly come appear on the planet Earth and take care of it. Lord Ram said, Bhayatejam Bhadram, which means do not fear, give up your fear. May all auspicious things happen to you, I'll take care of you. And then he said, I will appear as a human being because I'm aware, Brahma, that you gave me a benediction that he can be killed. He cannot be killed by just about anybody, but he did not ask not to be killed by humans or monkeys or bears. So therefore, I shall appear as a human being and I'll take care of it. Then he said something very interesting. He said, Brahma, I'm capable of taking care of him by myself. I can kill him just like that. But I won't do that. Why? Because for the benefit of my devotees, I'm going to take help from them in my killing of this demon now. So therefore, Brahma, please instruct the demigods to appear as monkeys. Which is very interesting. So a lot of demigods, so Brahma said, of course, no problem, we will do that. By the way, something very similar happened with Lord Krishna. He instructed the demigods to appear in his family. So Yadupur, a lot of demigods appeared in his family. So kind of something similar. Anyway, this time he said monkeys. So many demigods were very happy. They appeared as monkeys. Some who are in more prominent positions and could not leave their position, they produced offspring, children, who were also monkeys. For example, sun god, I can't just go away, chaos in the world. So he produced a son by the name of Sugriva. You may have heard that. Indra said same thing, I cannot leave my position. So he produced a son by the name of Vali. Vishwakarma, the architect of the demigods, said I can leave my position. So he produced a son by the name of Nal. And the fire god produced a son by the name of Neel. So those of you who have read Ramcharitmanas or have seen the serial Ramayana may know that when Lord Ram wanted to cross the ocean, what did he do? He built a bridge. So the build was architected by these two people, Nal and Neel. So these are the two monkeys who appeared. And there were many other very prominent monkeys. The most prominent was, who was the most prominent monkey in the army of Ram? Hanuman. You know, some people say in the West they have Iron Man, they have Spider-Man, they have whatever other man, right? But we have our Hanuman, real hero. So he appeared as the son of the wind. And so that and they all came down to earth as the monkeys, waited for Lord Ram to appear. Now when I read that, the first question that came to my mind was, this is very odd. I mean, I understand Lord Ram says, I want for the benefit of my devotees, them to come and help me. I understand that. Why monkeys? In any appropriate society, you will not see a gentleman walking with a monkey. Does anybody come to a corporate office, sees the president of the company, with a monkey in tow? No, that's not acceptable. So why is the Lord saying I want monkeys? So I want to tell you the story behind this. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit more about these monkeys. They were very strong, very tall. So tall that they could jump, and actually with the jump they were over the clouds. With their hand they could catch the flying birds. That's how tall they were. And how strong were they? They could take boulders of stone, like big stones, and smash it one fist with their fist. They could uproot huge banyan trees and use them as weapons towards somebody else. This is how strong they were. Also, they had the ability to change their form at will. The very special monkeys. Anyway, so why monkeys? I'll tell you another story. This is from Ramcharitmanas, which is also known as Tulsi Ramayana. And the story goes that one time, Narad Muni went to Himalayas and he saw this beautiful place. And this place is very suitable for my meditation. So he sat down there, started meditating for years. I mean, Narad Muni didn't do anything for a few days, years. And was going on for so long, so intense that Indra got worried that maybe Narad Muni wants my throne. Like Indra is a very insecure person. It's always gets worried. Somebody does 5 sacrifices, austerities. Oh, he wants the throne. He always tries to do something about it. So this time also he said, I have to do something, otherwise Narad Muni will take my throne. So he called Cupid. Everybody knows who Cupid is? In Hindi it's called Kamadev. What is his role? Huh? Okay, well, this is a lot of, he basically causes a man and a woman to fall in love with each other. That's basically his role. And he disturbs the mind of other people. So he said, okay, I will disturb the mind of Narad Muni. And he called many of the Apsaras, the heavenly damsels, the most beautiful ones, and created a very romantic environment of flowers and lakes. And, there are 3 kinds of breeze, by the way, for a romantic environment. It's called cool breeze, it's called slow breeze, and fragrant breeze. So once again, creating that environment. And, the girls were playing music, they were dancing, and, all sorts of things to attract the mind of a man. But Narad Muni was not disturbed at all. After a very long period of time, they all got tired. People got scared that I've offended Narad Muni, now I'm in trouble. So they ran to him, offered his obeisances, apologized, and confessed that Indra had sinned. Narad Muni said, don't worry about it, it's okay. And continued his meditation. After some time, Narad Muni broke his meditation and decided to visit his brother, Lord Shiva. And he went there, of course Lord Shiva welcomed him. and said, how are things going? Everything okay? And Narada Muni told the whole story about how he defeated Cupid. Lord Shiva could understand that Narada was feeling a little puffed up about this feat of his. And so he said to Narada Muni, great, wonderful job, but please don't go tell anybody else. Just keep it to yourself. Narada said, yeah, sure. He left his place and I had to tell Lord Vishnu. So he goes to Shivsagar, the mill bush. And of course, Lord Vishnu is always welcoming Narada Muni. He is welcome to go there anytime. Lord Vishnu gets up, does Aarti, performs Aarti of Narada Muni. Welcomes him, gives him a seat, and asks him how everything is going. And Narada Muni starts this story about how he defeated Cupid. Lord Vishnu also said the same thing. This is my devotee, I will save him somehow. He ain't too puffed up. Puffed up means fall down. As simple as that. Puffed up means fall down. So Lord Vishnu said, absolutely. So he said, I have to bring Narada Muni under the influence of my external potency called Maya. Hum sab Maya ke andar, we all influence of Maya. Narada Muni is not, but Lord Vishnu said, I got to put him under the spell of Maya. So when Narada Muni left, because of the Maya of Lord Vishnu, he came to a city, very large city, 800 square miles. And it seemed like a very beautiful city, very beautiful people, everybody in the mood of celebrating something. So he asked somebody, what's going on? Is some kind of function going on, some celebration happening? And they said, tomorrow our princess is getting married. So in those days there was something called Swayamvar ceremony. Everybody knows Swayamvar is the girl chooses her husband. There will be a whole lineup of eligible bachelors. Not necessarily bachelors, always candidates. I shall go around with a garland, put the garland around the neck of the person she chooses. So it was the girl's choice, not the boy's choice. Of course, they were all willing to come because otherwise they would not come to the party. Anyway, So Narada said, oh, this is great. And he said, I should go and bless this princess who's getting married. So he went to the palace of the king. And of course, then everybody knows Narada Muni, so he was welcomed. And king said, I'm so happy you're here. My daughter is getting married tomorrow. I would like you to bless her. I said, sure, of course. This is my job. I do this all the time. So he was given a wonderful, nice seat. And the princess came. Narada Muni saw this girl and just totally fell in love with everybody as himself. His jaw was to the ground, his heart was palpitating, it was just, couldn't control his emotions. But Narada Muni has to control his emotions, he controlled somehow, and somehow blessed this girl and left in a hurry. After he left, he says, I have to marry this girl. I cannot live without this, I have to marry her. Then the reality hit. Narada Muni said, look at me. What girl would marry me? Shaved hair and kind of not very nice clothes, just walking around all the time, bare feet and all that. So he said, if I had the form of my Lord, if I looked like Lord Vishnu, what girl could ever resist? So he said, I'll go to Lord Vishnu and ask him to give me his form, his beauty. So, and he said, but I don't have time to go all the way to Milk Ocean. The wedding is tomorrow. So he sat down and meditating upon the Lord. Sure, very soon the Lord appeared. And he said, Narada Muni, how are you? We just saw recently each other and everything is okay. And Narada Muni told the whole story, how he saw this girl, this princess, he fell in love, he has to marry her. And he said, the only way that can happen is if you give me your form. So if I start looking like you, then this girl will marry. As soon as Narada Muni said that, he realized, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to ask for material things. I should not be asking my Lord material things. I mean, every devotee knows material desires are not good, right? And pure devotees, of course, they don't have material desires. They are supposed to have material desires, so you got very conscious. So then he said to the Lord, however, I just want you to know, my Lord, that you do whatever you think is my best interest. Thinking the Lord knows what's in my heart, in my heart, my purpose marrying this girl, so I will say yes. The Lord smiled and he said, Narad, I assure you, I will do what's best in your interest. Now, the Lord smiled something different. Narad will smile something different. But Narad is hearing what he wants to hear. So now he's very happy that the Lord has granted my wish. The Lord also said that, Narad, be careful about his material things. But Narad was not in the mood to hear that. He just caught up, jumping, dancing with joy, walked back towards the city. He goes to the city. And there are many people who recognize him. And they see him as Narad Muni. But there are two people who were servants of Lord Shiva. They were able to see Narad Muni in the form that the Lord gave him. And the form was a very ugly monkey. That's the form the Lord gave Narad Muni. So these two people were smiling, and of course they knew who Narad Muni is. They sat behind. Narad Muni went first row, most perfect seat in his mind. When he sat down there, said, the princess will pass by here. How could she resist her? Not realizing how she's looking, thinking, I've got the Lord's form, I look like Lord Vishnu, who can resist her? He sits down. These two servants of Lord Shiva sit behind him. Now they're talking to each other, commenting upon Lord Shiva. They're saying, oh, he's so handsome, how can anyone resist him? Making sarcastic remarks. Narad was thinking, oh, they're praising me, so he's thinking, what happened? Now this girl comes, this princess comes with a garland in her hand. She sees Narad Muni from a distance and she sees the monkey. She's totally disgusted. How can a monkey come here? And so she starts walking, doesn't even look. In the meantime, Narad is trying to attract her attraction. He's going like, so she can notice him. She doesn't look at him at all, doesn't notice him at all, keeps walking. Oh, by the way, Lord Vishnu decided to participate in this function also. So he went and sat down. So of course the girl went and put the garland on his neck, and marriage was dissolved. Narad is in shock. How can anybody resist me when I look like this? Thinking I look like Lord Vishnu. In the meantime, these two servants of Lord Shiva are laughing their head off. So now Narad turns to them and says, why are you laughing? What's the problem with you? So they apologize, they get scared. They say, my dear Narad Muni, nothing, but please go and take a look at how you look. So I said, okay, I don't know what's going on. So he knows that there were no mirrors. So he went to a lake. He saw his reflection in the water. And he saw this very ugly monkey. Now Narad Muni is very angry. He's hurt and very angry. How can the Lord do this to me? Why would he do this to me? And I've been such a nice servant of him. And is this a reward? This is the reward he gives me? I'm going to show him. He said, walking towards the bush. As he's doing that, very soon he sees the Lord coming his way. Lord Vishnu is there, Mother Lakshmi is there, and his princess is with him also. Now Narad is very angry. And he starts shouting, literally shouting at Lord Vishnu. He says, you are totally, completely independent, which he is. There's nobody above you. There isn't. And therefore, whatever comes to your mind, you do it. Without any consideration. I mean, look at what happened when the ocean was being churned. The first thing that came out was poison. And he gave it to Lord Shiva. Then when the nectar came, he gave it to the demigods, nothing to and the liquor to the demons. You're not fair at all. You're always cheating people. And you cheated me. But you've been dealing with nice people. Today, you're tangled with a very nasty person, me. And I'm going to show you what happens when you tangle with somebody like me. And I'm going to curse you. I'm going to curse you, my Lord, that the monkey, that the form you gave me, is these monkeys whose help you require in one of your incarnations. And because you made me not get the woman of my choice, you will suffer from the separation from your wife. Those two curses are given out. The Lord said, thank you, I appreciate it, and then he took away the influence of Maya. Suddenly Narad Muni is seeing just the Lord, no Lakshmi, nobody. Suddenly he comes back to his senses, this is my Parvata Veda. She's apologizing and all that. The Lord said, don't worry about it. This was also my plan. And that story ends. My point is that is the reason why Lord Ram said, Lord Vishnu said, when I come as Lord Ram, I want monkeys to come. So on the one hand, Ravan had not asked for any danger from the monkeys and the bears or the humans. One thing. Second thing, that was the curse that Lord Vishnu had accepted from Ravan. For those two reasons, yeah. So that's reason number one. Second reason for Lord Ram's appearance is that there were many sages who were performing fire sacrifices. But in Treta Yuga, that's the recommended process. In Kali Yuga, what's the recommended process for self-realization and serving the Lord? Chanting the holy name. In Treta Yuga, it was fire sacrifices. So all these sages will perform fire sacrifices, but the demons, especially Ravana and his groups, will come and disturb them. So they had gone requested Lord Vishnu to please come and save them. So that's the second reason. Third reason is very interesting. You've all seen pictures of Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi together, right? Has anybody seen this picture?
Yes.
What's Lord doing? Lord Vishnu, what is he doing? He's lying down. What is Mother Lakshmi doing? He's massaging his lotus feet. You never see anything else. Like you don't see them hugging. You don't see any deep conversation going on. She's always serving him. That's what you see. And milk ocean is supposed to be 200,000 square miles. There's nobody around. All is just milk, nothing else. So one day, Lord Vishnu noticed that Mother Lakshmi is looking at you pensive, is serious, not very happy. So he said to her, my dear, why are you unhappy? What's the matter? Is there something you need? You haven't got? Something I have said or done? Something else somebody has said? She said, no, my dear Lord, I'm very happy. Everything is great. Then he said, what is the problem? He said, the problem is that I have everything here, but I have no privacy. Now this is the time for a lot to be surprises. No privacy. Miles, hundreds and thousands of miles, there's nobody around. Who will live in the privacy from? There's nobody here. Just you and me. And she goes, eyebrows going up. She says, oh, they realized there is shades now. And she said, with his thousands and millions of eyes and thousands and millions of ears, he's hearing and watching what you and I are saying. So I need some privacy from him. She said, okay, we can't get that here. But when I appear as Lord Ram, we have 14 years together. 14 years together. Where we have privacy, nobody disturbs. I can continue actually. So that's another reason why he appears. Now there's something very interesting. How did Lord Ram and Sita arrange things that they'll get together and they'll go to the forest? So I just quickly want to tell the story because again I'm going to run out of time. And the story goes like, when Lord Ram was 12 years old, Vishwamitra, another sage, very prominent sage at the time, came and asked King Dasharatha, the father of Lord Ram, if he could borrow Lord Ram to come with him to kill the demons who were disturbing his fire sacrifices. Of course, Lord Ram, King Dasharatha was a bit reluctant, but finally he agreed. So Ram and Lakshmana went and helped Vishwamitra kill all these demons. When that was all done, Vishwamitra took him to a place called Mithila, which is modern in Nepal. And that is the place where Mithila is where Sita Devi was born. So he took him there, and that was the time when King Janaka, the father of Mother Sita, had announced the Swayamvar ceremony of Mother Sita. So all these kings had come, and the condition was that there was a bow that belonged to Lord Shiva. This bow was so heavy that it required 8,000 strong soldiers to lift it. It's mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana that they would go a few steps, put it down, sit down, rest because they were out of breath, pick it up again, and this is the way they carried this particular bow. This is how heavy and big it was. And what happened was, when Mother Sita was 5 years old, she was playing with her friends, and they wanted to pluck a flower that was way over on the top of a tree. Nobody could reach it. They 5-year-old girls. So they said to Sita, do something. We want this flower. She said, oh, don't worry about it.
She went and picked up this bow with the left hand. This bow that requires 8,000 strong men to lift and they get tired after 2 steps. She picked up the left hand and plucked the flower and then put it back. So the soldiers went running to the king in Janak and said, your daughter is like that. So King Janak said, oh, then I have to find a suitable husband for her because if she's so strong, an ordinary man, she tries to embrace him, you can imagine what will happen. So he said, I have to have a proper, appropriate husband first. So he announced that whoever can come and lift this bow and string it, I'll marry my daughter. So all these kings had come. It just so happened that was the time Lord Ram and Lakshman and Vishnu were there. So they were invited by King Janak. And all these kings tried to lift it. They couldn't move, forget about lifting it. Finally, when there was nobody left, Vishnu said to Ram, Pashya Dhanush. He said, take a look at this. That's all he said, Vishnu. So Lord Ram said, okay. He went and looked at it. But he understood the meaning of what his guru was saying, Vishnu. So he picked up his left hand, strung it, and you all know what happened. It broke. When it broke, it made such a loud sound that everybody in the whole universe could hear it. And all the kings who were present in the assembly, how they fainted. They fell from their chair, fainted. But anyway, so King Janak was very happy. And Mother Sita came to the garden. There's more story behind that, but finally came to the point where she came to the garden. Now Sita is 6 years old. Ram is 13 years old. Very tall, very strong. See this little girl standing there in the garden, and Ram is over there. So I just put it like this, there's no way she can reach on the neck of Lord Ram. Lord Ram's not going down. You see that today's modern marriages also, sometimes the garden scene is happening, the friends of the boy lift him up so the girl cannot. Has anybody seen that? Yeah. So I think it came from there. Except nobody had to lift Lord Ram, was already so tall. So Lakshman was watching this, well, wait a minute, I'll do something, otherwise his marriage would happen. So he came and offered obeisances, lie down on the floor, on the ground, offered obeisances. When he offered that, Lord Ram bent down to pick him up, and she never wanted. So that's how they got married. Anyway, they got married and then they came to Ayodhya. And the problem was Lakshman was doing all the service, and the other people in the town, in the kingdom were doing service. But Sita was still not getting time. So she said, hey, what's going on? And Lord Ram said, no, when you go to the forest and get exiled. So that's how this whole thing connects together. Sita's wish as Lakshmi to have privacy, come down to Sita and they get privacy in the forest. And that was the third reason. And for a lot of time, the fourth reason, very interesting. As it was mentioned that Lord Brahma often went to the shore of the milk ocean to do his prayers and ask for whatever help he needed from Lord Vishnu. One day he had gone there, he saw this beautiful deity floating in the milk of ocean. So he requested Lord if he could please take that and serve. So he was allowed, he got this huge deity, 22 feet long, lying down. That was the deity of Ranganath. Anybody been to Sri Rangam? Okay, that's the deity I'm talking about. That same deity that Lord Brahma found floating in the milk ocean. Got to such a low where Lord Brahma resides. And for thousands of years worshipping. And then the dynasty of Ikshvaku started. Who's the dynasty of Ikshvaku? Which famous king? Lord Ram. We're talking about Lord Ram. So the son of Manu was Manu was Ikshvaku and then whole descendants came. So anyway, so all these descendants of Ikshvaku are the ascendant, what's the name? Forefathers. No. Okay. Ancestors, the forefathers of Lord Ram were worshipping him. But the Lord just didn't feel happy. He said, they all be nice people, but somehow I'm not getting the satisfaction that I need. So it looks like I'll have to come myself to worship me. So then Lord gave us Lord Ram to worship Ranganath. That's the fourth reason. And the story actually goes that after the killing of Ram, all these people, Vibhishan, etc., they came to Ayodhya. And when Vibhishan was going back to Lanka, Lord Ram gifted him this deity of Ranganath. So Vibhishan took it with him, but he got to what's today called Sri Rangam near Chennai. He put it down there because there was some function going on for 9 days. So he stayed there for 9 days. But there was a king of the Chola dynasty at that time. He prayed to the Lord, said, "Can you please stay here? We love you. Please can you stay here?" And I said, "Okay." So he told Vibhishan that, you go. I'll stay here, but I'll turn some others facing south towards you. So when you turn from Lanka, you can see me. So you will see, those of you who have been there, the Lord is facing south. It's because it is darshan to Vibhishan. And that was the fourth reason why the Lord appeared. Now, so those are the 4 reasons why the Lord appeared. But how did he appear?
How much time? 2 minutes, okay.
Well, then I guess I don't have time. So he appeared. King Dasharatha was 60,000 years old, no children. Sorry, not right. Only one daughter. Did you all know that Rama had a sister? Yes? What's the name? Shanta. Very good. So, but when she was very young, a very close friend of King Dasharatha, Romapada, he asked for her. So King Dasharatha gave her only child, his friend Romapada. So he didn't have anybody. So 60,000 years old, he was one day lamenting, saying, "What's going to happen?" And his Prime Minister Sumantra said, "Don't worry, I've heard from the Kumaras, the 4 Kumaras, that you will have 4 children, 4 sons. What you need to do what's known as Putra Kamishti, which is a particular fire sacrifice for getting children." So that's performed, and then and the fire god appears with a pot of sweet rice in his hand. Gives to King Dasharatha. He goes to the palace, gives half of it to his eldest wife, Kaushalya. He gives 1/4 to his second wife, Kaikeyi, and makes 1/8. This is in the hands of Kaikeyi and Kaushalya. Kaikeyi and Kaushalya. So they take the 1/8 and give it to Sumitra. That is, Sumitra had 2 children. What were the names? Lakshmana, yes, correct. Kaikeyi had Bharat, and of course Lord Rama. And then the story goes on. What I want to do in the 1 minute that's left is that there was a naming ceremony, and the Kulguru Vashishta Muni did the naming ceremony. So there was a reason why they were given names. He said, Ram, the meaning of the word Ram is the one who's pleasing everyone. By looking at him, you become attracted. Even the yogis who are not attracted by anything become attracted to him. So that person is called Ram. So that's Ram. Then second son, he will carry the weight of undue, unfair criticism, undue, unfair austerities he'll have to do, and for the whole life, or big part of his life, he'll be under the burden of those. And he'll also have the burden of ruling this particular kingdom. And therefore his name is Bhari, the one who's carrying heavy weight. And as you know, that Bharat had nothing to do with the demand of Kaikeyi's mother that Ram be exiled and he become the king. He had nothing to do with it. He actually gone to his Nanihal, which is his mother's parents' place. But when he came back, everybody accused him that he was complicit in this whole thing, and he had inspired his mother to do this, ask for benediction. It was so bad that citizen of the Ayodhya will not look at him. And if he went to take a bath in the Saryu River, they'll throw stones at him. How that was. And when he came back, King Dasharatha's body was about to be cremated. So he went to the cremation ground to do the cremation, and Vashishta Muni stopped him. He said, "No, you cannot do that." And Bharat said, "But wait a minute, Ram is not here. He's gone to the forest. I'm the second oldest. So it's my right to do that." And Vashishta said, "No, your father said, no matter what, Bharat will not cremate me. He's a sinner. It's because of him that I've lost my eldest son." Imagine, Bharat had nothing to do with it. But hearing that, I can't do anything. Dasharatha is gone, he's dead. Can't do anything. And constantly was criticized. And then when he did go to try and get Ram back, not succeed, but he got the sandals, Charnapaduka, Lord Ram, put them on the throne, and he governed the whole country as if the Charnapaduka, the sandals of Ram, were the king. But he had that weight on his head. When he took Lakshmi is Sampano, the one who was very wealthy. What was the wealth of Lakshman? the service of Lord. Yes, thank you. Finally, Shatrugna means somebody who's killing the demons or enemies. But all his life, Shatrugna is only one demon. That's Lavasana. Now, if somebody played cricket one day in his life, you don't call him a cricketer. Right? But Shatrugna was called Shatrugna even though he killed only one demon. Why? Because he killed the demon of a false demon. He had no false demon, he killed that demon. And for everybody he met, that's why he was Shatrugna. So you have now, I know my time is up, so I'm going to stop. Thank you very much. Shriya Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Great. Let's get another round of applause for that discourse. So before we begin the rest of the announcements, are there any newcomers visiting the temple for the very first time today with a show of hands? You in the back, front, middle? Okay, perfect. Welcome to ISKCON Toronto Temple. So we invite you to join our tour guides for insights into our temple history and significance. So our guides for today are Devanshi and Arpan. Where they are not here. Just come to me after and I'll point you to the right direction. So a special thanks to today's cook, Aditi Mataji, Badra Krishna Prabhu and the team. Round of applause. Arpan is just right here. So any newcomers, please go to him for a tour. Thank you. So we express also our gratitude to today's Sunday Feast sponsor. So we have 3 sponsors today. First one is Susan Shah, on the occasion of her dad Jayant Shah's remembrance on April 2nd. Shri Hari Nupura, thanking Lord Krishna, and then an anonymous donor, again thanking Lord Krishna. So we're going to chant the Maha Mantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,